Yes.
Welcome to our Just Anime Network July podcast. We are your hosts, Ella.
Sporadic for round fucking 3.
Shed Ninja, hopefully this fucking works.
Yeah, go.
And I promise I won't forget my name, Hannah.
That's a real talent right there.
Right?
Right.
3 fucking chances, and we get it on the 3rd fucking net cuts
Welcome.
out.
We are total professionals, guys.
We're in welcome to the latest edition of the podcast where I'm in Hot Topic.
Hannah's going undercover to discover what is it like to be an otaku in 2021.
Wait,
at a
it's
fucking
2021
Hot
already?
Topic.
Do you think after
Yes.
going for 10 times we'd get it right the first time?
I was like, wait, do we have to start over again, like the 3rd time? Well, whatever. I'm just gonna probably remember my name this time.
Spoiler alert, she didn't.
Okay, so what are the topics for?
So,
Okay, well, you want to do yours first?
yeah, so basically this month we're going to talk about how anime was, say, a decade ago compared to what it is now.
What it was like being an anime fan 10, 20, 30 years ago versus how it is today.
Yeah.
How it's become more culturally accepted into society. How, maybe 10 years ago you would get made fun of for watching anime, and now it's the trendy, cool, popular thing that all the new kids do.
Woohoo!
Who are you kind of kids
So,
for?
We can go one by one, I guess, and then talk about our experience, what it was like when we were younger compared to what it is now. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first, fuck it.
Okay.
Really?
So, when I went to school, I'm 33, so when I went to school, anime wasn't like a widely accepted thing. There was a niche group of kids who would watch it, but for the most part, people would get made fun of in school for watching anime. At least that was the case when I was in school. Anime was kind of something that you weren't like openly admitting you watched.
That way it's not on the floor, no one kicks.
Oh, okay. No, it's fine. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so anime wasn't something that was very widely accepted. You kind of kept it to yourself when you watched it, out of possible fear that you would get ridiculed, made fun of for watching it. At least that was the case when I was in school. It wasn't something that everybody watched, and I think because of that, because it wasn't like widely accepted in the mainstream world, people saw it as something different, and therefore something nerdy to be made fun of.
What are these little babies? Like, what are they?
I
Yearning for little.
clearly remember having a few friends, and we would discuss Dragon Ball GT episodes. At the time, GT was airing, and I was watching the simulcasts on the international channel, and it wasn't dubbed. It was just like raw Japanese, and but me and a few of my friends would watch it anyway. We'd talk about it at school and stuff, and I remember just having to be like secretive about it because we didn't really want like everybody to know what we were talking about. Out of that fear that we would get made fun of for it.
Oh, fuck, I wasn't muted. I'm sorry, people.
That's okay. Who's next, or
See, guys, I'm not old to Discord.
are we still to Spore?
That's about it for me.
For me, it pretty much was the same for me in high school. You kept it hush-hush because you don't want anybody to know how much of a weeb you are. I was in a very niche group of friends who, most of the time we were at a table at the far, far back of the lunchroom playing our DSs, because that was the thing back in the day. And we would discuss random anime topics, and we would trade Pokemon and do other weird shit.
Damn, DS is considered back in the day now. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I laughed because I was playing the brick fucking Nintendo on my school bus.
Game Boy.
The Game Boy, the color.
Bro,
We're
that's a
old.
mood.
Thanks for making us all feel old, basically.
We need Gob in here, I'm telling
Back in
you.
my day, we played Game Boy Color.
Sorry, Shay, go
Back
ahead.
in
Oh, I'm
Back in
pretty
my day,
much
we did-
done. We had a small group. We talked about anime. We traded Pokemon. We played games. I kept on getting made fun of because I had a DS instead of a 3DS because apparently that was the hip thing back. Oh my god, I feel so fucking old. I'm only 23.
what?
The hip thing was to ridicule your friends for not having what you had.
Yep.
You don't have
Yeah, I know, it's
you
what
must
they have, like,
be must be poor. That was me. I was always one console behind releases. So when
Same.
Sega came out, my family got a Nintendo. When fucking, the N64 came out, we finally got a Super Nintendo.
Dad, if it's any consolation, I'm 13 years older than you.
And
He said he felt old.
oh,
Yeah, my family literally, we got our first console was like a Nintendo 64, which was great because we got to play Mario 64 when it was still relatively new, and like
Yeah.
Paper Mario.
My first console was a Game Boy Color. What she's talking about?
I mean, like our first was Game Boy Color too, as far as like handhelds, and then we like what I was trying to say is like as far as like TV console, we went from Nintendo 64, and like the next console we got was literally the Wii when that came out.
Oh,
that was
I
kinda
got
fun.
the rip-off
I know
Wii.
that feel,
You
though.
know, the plug-and-play kind of shit.
Yeah, I know that feel. My parents had an Atari before I was born, and so we had that. I actually have it still, all the games, it works and everything. We had the Atari, and then, yeah, like I said, we didn't get the Nintendo until, like, after the Sega had come out. So, we were behind the curve.
Yeah,
I mean, fuck, we didn't even get a PlayStation 4 until a fucking year ago.
I've never played a PlayStation 4. I've never played a PlayStation except for 2. We had 2 for a while.
I got my first PlayStation.
We got the PS4, and literally, like, a year later, the fucking 5 was released.
That's just Sony being greedy, though.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they do go 6 or 7 years before they release a new console. I'm just that broke.
Eh,
Let this be a lesson to you. Stack your money before you have kids.
it did be like that.
And that'd be
It do
a cool-
like that sometimes.
I think I was like 5 years old when my parents first got the Atari, and then then a friend of ours gave us a Nintendo like 10 years later.
Oh, we also had the 32X, which was the peripheral port fucking add-on for the Sega.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a very underrated console at the time, but my dad was a gamer and still is, and he actually bought Doom on the 32X, and that was like my first like introduction into my new addiction, which is Doom.
I said you should play Doom with the shoplifters at your job.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm too busy slacking off at work to catch shoplifters, though.
So if Ninja's done, I can go.
Oh, I'm done.
Okay. Yeah, like I was born, for perspective, I was born in 1995, and basically, like I said, my family got the Nintendo 64 when I was pretty young, and but like as far as anime goes, like my family, as far as anime goes, I was pretty lucky that by the time I started like first grade, second grade, like we already had like Hannah, you're unmuted.
Fuck.
Thank you. Basically, sorry, brain fart. Okay, so starting over. I was lucky. Like by the time I was like 6 or 7, Toonami already existed, and basically we got to that led to like people already liking Dragon Ball Z, like the guys and the guys at my school, and I just got lucky that like anime was like the one thing I wasn't ostracized over. Like, I could actually be part of the group when people talked about anime and like Dragon Ball, even though I didn't really watch that. And like, so like in middle school, people were more into like reality TV and like rap and all that. And so I was I was never made fun of, but I was the kid into the weird anime thing. And then high school came along and we had an anime club, but it was still a very niche thing to like anime. You were never made fun of as far as I could tell, but like it was not, embraced. But so it felt, I felt cool being part of that like niche group, like because I wasn't made fun of, so I fortunately didn't have any, drawbacks to it in that sense. Even though I didn't have friends because I couldn't get into like rap music or reality TV or whatever people were talking about, makeup. Anime was my thing, video games and to an extent, and that was my world. And like the other stuff wasn't interesting. Maybe I had undiagnosed Asperger's, I don't know, but like, like anime was just like, but yeah, like,
You're gonna make me cry.
Why?
Because I'm sorry. It's like so relatable to my story a little bit.
I'm glad that I can't wait to see to hear about your story if you want to share it. But also Maxie just joined, so hi Maxie. We're talking
Hi,
about.
Maxie.
Hey, Maxie.
Sorry it took me so long. I had problems.
No, you're good. We stalled for about a half hour waiting. But you really didn't miss much. You can actually follow in and talk about the first topic with us still. So.
Yeah, so just to catch you up, the first topic that we're talking about is what it was like being an anime fan when we were younger.
Yeah, so like how was it for you when you watched anime when you were younger, and like how were you treated by your peers for watching anime? And the peer setting could be school, it could be your home life. How does that compare now? You think how does that compare now to how anime fans are treated now that it's more in the mainstream norm?
Back then, I didn't really tell anybody that I did watch it, but the one person I did tell, we would discuss the shows, and we would sometimes get ahead or behind each other. And it was kind of in the know back whenever I was in school. So you don't be so controversial or anything.
That seems to be
it.
like the general thing for people in our age group. I mean like 20s to early 30s to even like older than that. Is that it was more of a thing that we kept to ourselves when we watched it out of fear of, possibly being ridiculed by others.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Also, guys, I'm sorry that I forgot to mute myself. I feel really bad because I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot to mute myself. I'm a professional.
No, you're good. It was just one small part, and I'm sure Shed can fucking work that out.
I'm sorry. It was my fault.
Let Shed do all the hard work, right?
All the apologies go to Shed because he'll be removing it.
I'm so sorry, Shed.
I'll keep it in.
I will sound like I'm half here because yesterday I spent 7 hours in the hospital.
Oh damn.
Oh, are you okay?
I started passing a kidney stone at 2:00 yesterday.
Oh no!
Well, God, I know
That's
that's
painful.
Go for you.
Yeah, I feel you, hon.
And now I have like a buttload of pills to take in the next week.
The good stuff. It makes you all drowsy. I had to pass a few kidney stones, so I know how
A
painful
few.
that is.
They had to put you under and shoot a laser inside of your fucking kidney.
Oh my god!
We shot
Well,
No,
inside of her
it's just
organs
one.
to break
It's
up
just
kidney
one
stones.
for me. So
Shed,
Yeah.
put this in the
That's
podcast. If anyone goes Hot Topic, find Bob Ross drink. I just want to see if that's actually a thing in Hot Topic now.
A drinking game for every time we go off.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
is what a thing in Hot Topic?
Okay, I'm not even joking, guys. I saw a Bob Ross soda can, and it actually has a drink inside.
I'm
Why
not
didn't you
surprised
buy
because
it?
When did Hot Topic become?
Hot Topic is a meme. So, like, Hot Topic sells memes, basically. Like, anything that the internet is talking about, including Bob Ross memes, like, you're probably gonna see some fucking reference. Like, it's like jumping into, like, meme central.
Honestly,
But they're like 8 years behind though, so they're still talking about like fucking Young Cat, and fucking
Oh,
Yeah,
stuff
I
like that.
actually saw that.
Oh, God.
See, exactly. Yeah, I work in a mall and there's a Hot Topic like relatively close to my store, and yeah, I was kind of surprised to see the content in there. It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
heard Hot
It used to be
Topic.
like a gothic store when I was in middle school. I would wear those baggy chain pants that you would buy from Hot Topic and the damn t-shirts, and I would dye my hair blue and spike it and shit, and
It's not a phase, Mom.
It's
Definitely,
not really not. I mean, definitely.
Wait,
if you're ever,
Gothic Spore?
it was a thing.
blue hair, spikes.
Blue hair, band t-shirt, and like those huge baggy pants at Hot Topic with the chains and the fucking buckles and shit on them. Yeah.
Now the question, I was about to say, is this before or after Ella?
This is middle school to like early high school ish. Yeah. So way
Oh,
before.
gee. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I mean, if you still want those, go to Spencer's.
Yeah. That's what was, like tripping me out is like you were talking about some of the stuff on Hot Topic, and I'm like, are they like copying Spencer's gifts now? Like, what's going on with that?
I read an article about them, and apparently, they actually decided to keep up with the trends that's going on.
They're like, all right, goth doesn't sell, guys. What sells?
Yeah,
It's
because-
memes.
Anime.
Goth was like back in like the 90s and early 2000s, and is no longer popular
Well,
nowadays.
goth is still relevant, just maybe not from a sales point, maybe.
I'd have to say, if you compare goth to anime, I think anime is more popular than goth anymore.
Wait, isn't
Well,
anime
yeah.
goth?
By the time like I was in middle school, like they were selling like Twilight shit and like movie shit and like superhero shit. And I'm like,
Dang.
Damn, so they had already made the switch up by that time. Wow.
yeah, but I was gonna say, getting back on topic, like I didn't put this in, but like I said, anime was like this super niche thing, but you didn't get made fun of, fortunately, thanks to like Cartoon Network, like making it somewhat normalized. But like now it almost sort of feels weird because now anime has like the popularity of like video games, kind of, and like it feels weird to like for something that was so like niche, and I'm not gonna say it doesn't feel special anymore. It just feels like now everyone is trying to like pick up on that thing that was once like more special and like rare, like Kim Kardashian or whoever saying she likes 02 or whatever.
Yeah. It's very trendy now, and it's like, you motherfuckers used to make fun of us for this shit, and now you want to fucking watch Naruto. Now you want to run like Naruto down the goddamn hallway at school.
Naruto run down the hallway, that's classic.
And I think that's the other thing, like the younger generation have, come to, I mean, anime is more popular on TV and everything, like Netflix and Hulu, so the younger generation are like browsing Netflix and Hulu and going, oh, what's this? And they're finding anime, and that's what's hooking them into it.
Tsunami like
Yeah.
kind of pioneered that.
Yep.
That's
the
actually
Berserk thing.
Tsunami's actually how I found out about anime, but I didn't know what it was. I was just like, ooh, what's
Same.
all the blood and
Same.
stuff on the screen?
Yeah,
Can I go by any chance? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, we weren't sure if you were still shopping for the goth t-shirts.
No, how did you know my secret? How did you know my secret?
As long as you buy me that Taco Bell cup, you can go next.
Just let it go.
Oh yeah, the Taco Bell.
Regular, that Snorlax from the
That's an unfair trade. That Snorlax is almost $400.
That Taco Bell sippy cup. That's the best.
Snorlax is great.
Can I put Baja Blast in it? Then we'll be good.
I not want a Snorlax. I want that plush Snorlax. That's like a fucking dream.
Yeah. All right, Hannah, you want to go?
Actually, Maxie, you can go. I have to. My mom's calling me right now. 1 minute.
Okay, yeah, because I got like probably an hour and a half before I gotta go, so I want to get in as much as I can.
For sure, we should be done like way before that.
Okay. Alright, so what's the next question?
It's still the same with the whole.
Well, when Hannah comes back, if she wants to, like.
Do you want me to go?
Oh, you haven't gone?
No, I haven't gone yet.
Go for it. Whoever hasn't gone.
So, for me,
You're like, it's my goddamn question. I haven't gone yet, guys.
Well, I was born in '85, so I didn't really get into anime until I was already in high school. Now, when I say high school, I was in a small town, so we only had a elementary school and a high school. We didn't have an elementary school, middle school, and high school like a lot of places do. So we literally just transitioned from middle school to from elementary to high school. So
I understand.
2,000 people in her hometown BT dubs.
Yep, I definitely understand.
Oh,
So
dang.
we had while I was in high school, I would babysit I babysat a little girl. She was about like 8 years old, and we every day after school we would come home and watch anime. And one of our favorite things to watch was well, first it was Reboot, which I know is technically not considered an anime because it is considered
It's close enough.
Yeah, what is it? C something.
A CGI. It's Western
CGI.
animation.
Yeah, so
I believe. Don't quote me on that.
because it was on Toonami, so it was Reboot, and then they had Sailor Moon, and then I think it was Tenchi Muyo, and then
Oh, so you're watching in the Outlaw Star days.
yeah, the Outlaw
Yeah.
Star, and whatnot. So we would watch Sailor Moon like almost every day. In my school, there was like a small little group of guys, particularly because back when I was in school, like anime was like for girls, it's like completely taboo. Like you were a geek if you were into any of that kind of crap. So if you watched it, you kind of had to keep it on the down low.
Goodness.
So I just remember having that there was a bunch of I got into like the collecting the Pokemon when they first came out. I used to have like the huge collection of Pokemon. I started watching the at the time I thought it was considered a cartoon. I didn't realize it was an actual anime because it was on I think PBS or something like that or CBS. And
I was about to say Pokemon on PBS.
yeah, it may have been CBS. I know there was like a bunch of different shows I used to watch, and I watched Digimon. In my school, though, like there was this group of guys that was into anime. They'd play Pokemon cards and stuff like that. I was just collecting them because I thought they were cool. Excuse me. And then in high school, though, like it really wasn't popular. Like anime wasn't really a big thing, and I guess for me, it was just more everybody considered it as cartoons. I actually didn't find out it was called anime until I was close to about 18. I was always like, oh, I'm watching this cartoon online, and you know, someone told me that, hey, that's not cartoon, that's anime. And I was like, you know, I wondered if it had like a different name because of the art.
You're like, oh, that's that Japanese stuff.
Yeah, because the art was like completely different from standard cartoons. So I knew that it was different, but I didn't know what the name of it was. And then probably when in my like 18, I actually was dating someone that was into anime, and that's when I
Wait,
discovered.
you dated somebody before me?
Yeah.
Oh, scandalous.
Was into anime, and I think one of the first anime I bought was Oh My Goddess, and I actually watched it and enjoyed it, and that kind of like got me hooked on it. But yeah, like I said, as in going in school, it was like super taboo. Like if you were in that kind of stuff, you were a nerd, you were a geek. You know, terms like weebs or what other is the one that they used for anime? Otaku. Those terms I didn't even know of. So probably in like my mid-20s, I really got heavily into anime and started watching it a lot and enjoyed it. Like I always knew I liked it because I loved the artistry in it. It was more realistic versus your standard cartoons. Yeah.
The Hannah has returned.
Yay.
But yeah, like reboot sounds like
No,
Code
what kind of
Lyoko. Also, yeah, Outlaw Star. Like I was like 3, like 4 years, like 5 or 6 when Outlaw Star was like on TV.
I was like 13. Fucking loved Outlaw Star. This shit was dope.
I used to set my VCR at night, and my grandmother would get so mad at me because I was living at my grandmother at one point, and I had my VCR, and I would set it to record the same time every night to record the Midnight Tsunami. What was that called?
The Midnight Run.
The Midnight Run and Adult Swim, just so I can watch the anime that was recording after midnight.
That's funny because I still have VHS tapes of recording anime from back in the fucking 90s. I got like fucking the first 50 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho and like all of Cowboy Bebop and, you know.
Yeah, I looped my VCRs. Like I would literally re-record over and over and over on the same cassette every night.
That's because buying anime was fucking ridiculous back then.
It's still ridiculous nowadays. Like some shows are $300 for a 13-ep series. Like what the fuck?
There's a reason why piracy became a thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was I think they both like play off each other. The more piracy there is, the higher the prices.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous
Like when we were younger, it just wasn't being widely produced. Like I'm sure in Japan it was, but in America it was not. Like you had to buy something from like Funimation, or
you had to.
Okay, listen, that's what gets me triggered because now, like, you realize why people are illegally streaming these websites because people can't afford a lot of this stuff, like their shows.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, that's what triggered me. I'm sorry.
$70 for a fucking one season of something like.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I tried looking up Case Closed on DVD, and it's $300 for the first episode. For the first season, not the first episode. Fuck that shit.
Almost like, damn.
I can't remember the name of the anime that we bought, but it was a complete box set, and it was a mecha, and it was pretty popular back in the early 20s, and I think when we bought it, it was over $300.
The early 20s.
That's what I have.
Oh.
That's what gets. I'm very sorry. That's what just gets me triggered because I know I don't use triggered a lot. Sorry, podcasting I get triggered, but like it's just like fuck. I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it.
Triggered. I forgot.
But like it's so disrespectful for the anime fans as well that we can't afford a lot of the stuff. It's a little bit like I get it. Like they want to stop with like the widespread of illegal animation. Lower your prices.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Get the torrent and get it done.
But I think that's why they have the subscription models now. But at the same time, it's still like I don't know, like I don't have a job right now, and like there's like a bunch of like if you were to buy subscriptions for everything, now it's at the point where it's like buying cable TV again anyway. That's how expensive it is.
Yeah. It was supposed to be more cost effective, but it's like it's becoming so split and segregated, and companies are like, well, I'm going to make my own fucking streaming platform then compete with you. And like it's getting just as bad for anime as it is for like regular TV shows and movies, like the whole Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, fucking Paramount Plus,
Sentai, Funimation, Aniplex. No, not Aniplex, but yeah, it's the same deal. Like different companies are buying Crunchyroll. Funimation and Crunchyroll broke up.
Right? Oh yeah, Sony bought. Sony owns Funimation and they own Crunchyroll now.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Like with the cost of anime, you don't want to. I mean, the other issue that I think personally I fell into was I didn't want to buy an anime if I didn't know whether or not I liked it.
Yep.
And you don't want to spend money on the subscriptions for anime you might not even like.
Yeah, so
exactly.
why would I want to drop $100 on a box set if I don't know I'm gonna like the first episode and waste and be out $100?
And then at the same time, it's like, yeah, it'd be fine if I subscribed to Funimation and they had their entire library available, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't even have their own
That
all of their
too.
stuff available. Like,
And it was
And also, as a half deaf person, their sound quality on their videos, unless they've improved recently, is absolute shit. Like you have to like blast your speakers, even on headphones.
Ugh.
And that even goes for stuff made in the early 2000s. Like audio quality is like improved drastically over the last like 5-10 years. You know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it up. Let's talk about the repeated episodes on Toonami. How many times did you have to watch Dragon Ball Z?
I mean,
You get
Just to get
it made
along the storyline.
I watched the Majin Buu saga for like 7 years. You know, like.
yeah,
like
it made
you
me
get
want to move to Japan because, like in my mind, I knew that there was more anime than this, and like America, for whatever reason, just didn't have the supply for that, and it made me wish I was born in Japan. Like I knew Japanese, and like maybe I'd have more friends because I wouldn't be so different. That's what I think.
I
yeah.
felt
That's a
the
good
same
point.
way.
Yeah.
That's like you always see all these images of Japan and like everyone's dressing up like anime characters, and it's like I want to be that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here because
Yeah,
if you do that here, you're gonna look like a freak.
It's like
Yeah.
y'all are gonna be jealous of the Toonami I watch all the time because I got a bunch of different episodes and stuff. Like every time I watch, they're stuck on the same thing.
I mean, on average, like, yes, you should be getting different stuff. But it's just like, if you, at least like when I was like, I don't know, like 12, 13, like, yes, you would get different stuff, but like, if the show, like, if they were not making like episodes for whatever reason, like Naruto filler arc, or like, like they hadn't dubbed new stuff, they weren't going to show you sub stuff. So they, like, you would have to sometimes repeat stuff or stuff like that. And like it was kind of rare when they would actually change what shows they were showing, so they'd like repeat shows that already ended. But like, like it's probably, I think from what I've heard, from the little I've heard, like it's gotten much better. Like they're showing like Hiroaka and like pretty on time too.
They
So
are definitely rotating their schedule quite a bit better now, because I
Yeah.
remember like when in the first few iterations of like Toonami, and even when Adult Swim launched, it was definitely doing that. And you weren't getting like a full series from episode 1 to the end. You were just getting like these, sporadic episodes. And,
Wow, he quotes himself.
yeah, we went meta with that, guys. But they would definitely repeat the same stuff, and I can't to go back and reiterate about the Majin Buu arc and DBZ.
yes.
Toonami in particular showed that about fucking 10,000 times. They would get to
Yeah.
a certain point, they would go back to the beginning, and then they would get like 4 or 5 episodes past where they first stopped, and then restart it again. And they just did this with other shows. Like, you guys ever watch Inuyasha on Adult Swim? Like, it was
Oh
just,
God, yes.
Oh my god.
just as bad.
I tried watching it on Netflix and I forgot what episode I stopped on.
I eventually had to finish it online years later because, Adult Swim just wasn't giving you every episode.
I still never completed Dragon Ball Z. Damn it.
And it
Case
was
closed.
Same, Ella, same.
and like this is the stuff that we had to deal with, because when we were watching anime and we were younger, the internet didn't have it widely available like that.
Right.
So we had to rely on whatever bullshit was on TV, whatever bullshit they were selling, and at the time they were phasing out of VHS, at least for me. Watching it on TV was a challenge in itself, because like anime was becoming this popular thing, but like producers and stations didn't know how to market it yet. So you had you had Cartoon Network, who was doing fairly well with Toonami, and then they started dabbling with Adult Swim and anime, and then you had the Sci-Fi Channel got into anime. They had
Oh
that
yeah.
for a little
Yeah.
bit. You had the premium channel Stars, like HBO. You had Stars, and they got into anime for a little bit. Then you had the international channel. You had G4 Tech TV. They got into anime for a little bit. And I just remember watching various shows across all these platforms and going, "Damn, I really wish I could finish one of these series." Like, when I eventually got a computer and internet was to this point where anime was being on these sites like Just Dubs, I was finally able to catch up on all these shows. Like,
Right.
oh yeah, I've seen 2 episodes of this. I've seen 3 episodes of that. I've seen this maybe like the first 10 episodes 10 times.
I'll be honest, I honestly thought I was one of the only people who knew that the Sci-Fi Channel had Anime Mondays.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
Like that's when I saw it, when I found that the Sci-Fi Channel had anime, that's when they would show it. They call it Anime Mondays, and they had one anime called Knowing, another anime called Toko. Those were both really good. Toko
Knowing?
had like, yeah, Toko had one of those endings that was like, read the manga because it ended on this cliffhanger. And maybe there are more episodes, I just haven't looked, but it was like a really good series. So yeah.
I didn't think Knowing was that good. I wasn't exactly a huge fan of it.
I remember being satisfied by
No.
the end.
We recently watched it in the anime cafe.
I'm just gonna need a list of animes from everybody because a bunch of these I've never even heard.
Don't worry, Maxie. I will send you a full list.
I'll pop my email up. Have fun. Enjoy.
I just remember, like, whenever I watched Toonami and I got into Dragon Ball Z, we got the first time I got cliffhangered and it repeated was when Krillin brought out his saw blades. And
Destructo Disc.
the Destructo Disc. I can't remember what they were called. It's been
Goddamn
a
saw
few
blades.
years, so 20, probably about 20 to be exact.
Krillin unlocked his inner woodworker.
Fucking lumberjack.
Oh my god.
Going against
I could just picture Krillin wearing his plaid.
what does to do with the purple?
Why are you guys giving me that image now? This sucks.
Frieza?
Krillin and plaid.
Frieza.
Yeah. And he was fighting against Frieza, and then it was like, stay tuned next time on, or it was like, stay tuned for the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, and then it was like, all the way back to the beginning, and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh my god, yes.
That was the first time that I got...
Dragon Ball GT, remember that shit?
Can we not talk? We do not talk about that.
It shouldn't be a surprise, but I just feel really glad that I'm finally meeting people who like actually also got really annoyed and like lived through the, oh my gosh, they're like cycling through anime, like they're cycling through the same anime. They keep,
I'm like,
repeating it.
It's like, just give us something different until you decide to add more to it and then bring it
But
back.
it wasn't popular enough for them to have like an
Yeah.
ample,
Yeah.
That's true.
you know.
It was just frustrating because after about the third time through, I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I'll just wait. And
That's why the
it's-
Toonami reboot was so good. I mean, they did Toonami for so long, and then they got rid of it, and then they trolled us one fucking year on April Fool's Day, and they brought Toonami back for a day, and I completely forgot it was even April Fool's Day, and they fucking got me too. And they're like, "Ha, April Fools!" Well, it created this movement online to bring Toonami back. And because of like our collective voices, they fucking brought it back. And I think it's actually better than ever now because they're trying to stay up to date on what's new, what's popular, and they're honestly going through and showing you the
Because that sells now.
yeah, exactly. It's popular now, and there's a bigger voice for it, and that's what
And I'm sure they probably have to.
Yeah.
I'm sure they probably have to continue to change up their content because they're going up against Hulu and Netflix, which now has
Well, they're going up against
huge
piracy. In
array
general.
of
They're
like,
known.
That
Yeah.
too.
They ain't
And if
gonna
you-
stop us.
It's more piracy now.
Yeah, if you provide convenience, people will watch that. Like piracy isn't hard, but there is extra steps in place, and that's why streaming is like popular
Yeah.
because it's really just point and click, 2 clicks and
Also
boom.
something
Piracy's easier than streaming.
Also, something to remember is that anime in the, I'm not old enough to actually, be part of this, but anime in its very, very early days was like this underground thing that people just like shift the eyes. Here's this random video that has like a fake, like a sticker, and here's the name of the anime. And,
Oh my
like
God.
it started off as this illegal like stream.
It's like who's that Pokemon or
That
who
was
is that
kinda
anime?
Is Jigglypuff from the top view?
Well, you know why like anime was so like it took so long to become like mainstream in America is because it was like we were at war with Japan and you know, like so many years ago. Then suddenly this cultural phenomenon is the West Coast and the Western states of America and shit, and like people were apprehensive about that. People, you know, were raised with this racist mentality where, oh, Japan's bad and anything that's coming over here is to brainwash American children and shit like that. Like,
You know what? One of the most touching animes you can ever watch? The shows about World War II.
Oh God. Okay, I'll
When
be
they
right
were
back.
there, Forest of Butterflies. Oh my, those shows just hit you hard.
Yeah. Can I go? I'm sorry. Like, I was like about to say, like, can I go? Like, what I was gonna say.
oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so basically, well, how I got started into anime. Wow. This is, I usually don't talk about this with a lot of people, but you know what? For the culture, I got started into anime when I ended middle school because middle school for me was the most toughest time I think I ever had. Because I felt like I was all because a lot of my friends, well, quote unquote friends, they kind of like said like we're pretending to be your friends. Like I felt like that like broke my heart so many pieces. But like I'm about to cry. It's like it's so hard to talk about. But like you know I kind of like I kind of like almost like it was like I was like thinking to myself like why am I living up it? But like and then I found this show called Sailor Moon that honestly like saved my life a lot because Sailor Moon honestly helped me through my struggles and that's how I kind of did anime because how anime was for me it was like it saved my life basically.
Yeah. Can I come through the screen and give you like the biggest hug in the world and give you some hot
Seriously?
cocoa?
For real.
Virtual hug.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
When will the world create the thing where you can have a hologram in front of each other that you can hold for like 2 or 3 seconds?
Hugging machine.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I totally missed like what you said, but I'm sorry. Like I still want to give you a hug.
Oh, thank you. I want to give you all a hug too. Like, I'm really happy I'm in this community because it like helps me a lot too because I'm happy I'm happy I'm in this podcast too. Like this podcast is so much fun to do.
It's like off topic and inside off topic off topic and inside with Hannah. Hannah, whenever I can get my computer and stuff, we are building a Minecraft house together just so I can make it feel better.
Yes. We are building the best Minecraft. We're building the best Minecraft house ever. But I'm happy.
If it's any consolation, high school was pretty shit for me too. I think.
Well, okay, yeah, because middle school for me was like hell, and like I know it's like it's tough for a girl when you're in middle school, and like high school, like I finally got like the spirit back up again. Finally made friends again because I had major trust issues, but like anime helped me really step on my boundaries and like finally trust people again.
I was just kind of like anime was just kind of my way to like escape from like some of the real shit that was going on. Like I was like my senior year, I wanted to be done. I pretty much just said fuck you to my entire classmates and left because I was just over it. And
3/4 of a mile.
It's tough. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's tough for girls especially because there's always that. They always you're looked upon to have a certain like I guess expectations.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to say thank you to Sport and Ella for inviting me to this podcast because this podcast is so much fun and I love it so much and I repeat on a lot of them.
We love having
Yeah.
you.
Definitely.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
absolutely love having you. The more the merrier.
So you're gonna make me cry, honestly.
No, don't
I
cry.
like
Don't
high
cry
school.
again.
Yeah, like high school for me, I mean, like it was shit because like people just like kept pretending to be my
Yeah, especially when you're like,
friend and like but you know like uh sorry, I was just gonna say like people kept pretending to be my friend and I was like trying to make friends because like I usually didn't approach people. I was just like lucky if anyone was my friend and you know I had few friends so I was like I should try to approach people because that's apparently how you make friends. But then that like didn't really work out because like I didn't have any social skills so I would try to jump into conversations. Like this girl knew me supposedly, but like when I try to jump into their conversations, they act like, "Who the fuck are you?" And like, yeah, so like, that just turned into a whole thing, and that gave me trust issues for like years and years and years. When it finally just like fell apart, and I even went to Japan with these people, and that was kind of a mistake. But like, Japan was cool enough that it made up for it, and I don't know, like a bunch of like different emotional issues that I had at the time and that I didn't really know how to navigate and I didn't really have resources to like help me navigate it and other people were just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I don't know myself.
That's the
Um,
same. Honestly, that's the same with me. I'm sorry if I keep interrupting someone.
it's fine.
Hey, you're fine.
Yeah.
No, did I interrupt
Go ahead.
someone? No, did I interrupt someone? I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead. Like, I mean, anime just like, yeah, like high school still fucking sucked, but I guess at least I had anime. Like, um, but yeah, like,
I'll say it. And being a girl and liking anime was super hard because back, like, I mean, female anime fans are finally starting to be more aware. It was more of a guy thing. So when you were female and you liked anime, you got looked like completely different. Like, you know, you didn't fit in with the cliques that were going on because, you know, you're not. I'm not sure who it was that brought in about like makeup and stuff like that. Girls were always into makeup. Girls were always into certain, you know, outfits. I was like into like friggin' anime. I did go through like a slight goth phase, but I just wore black because I don't like color. I don't like wearing bright colors too much. And like I just didn't fit in, but I had my own interests that were completely different from all the other girls in school, which made it hard for me to fit in school, and I got bullied for it. Like you know, I've had other things that caused me to get bullied, but when even friends turned their backs against me, and like I said, by my senior year, I was just like, you know what, fuck y'all, I just want to get the hell out of here and move on with my life and be who I want to be, you know, and I found this great community, and I click well with so many in here, and I love it. Like,
turn right onto Milton Avenue.
What?
Milton Avenue.
we need to.
Sorry, that was GPS.
We need to turn right on Wilson Avenue, I guess.
No, let's go left on Morton. Let's go left on Morton. Do it right, damn it.
I keep myself while the GPS was talking.
At least it didn't go. I knew I should have taken that left in Albuquerque.
Route recalculation. Route recalculation. Recalculating.
yeah.
Everybody got the answer for this. So let me run through the other stuff.
The other one was to talk about how anime is nowadays,
I think
like with the youth, with the younger
much,
generation. Like,
I think we pretty much covered that.
Yeah,
at
we
the same
did.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's easier for the new generation, like by far, because we have kids who love anime, and it's something that their like entire class fucking talks about.
And
What?
go ahead.
Sorry. Well, you go because I'm gonna kind of get off a bit of yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say that, and I don't know if anybody else has taken notice. Like, one of the things I noticed lately is like I'm in parent groups, and a lot of parents are asking about other, talking about their kids being into anime, and I love seeing that. The other thing is
Yeah,
that
even in my workplace, there's about 5 or 6. I'm at a small workforce, so there's only about 10
Same.
employees, but about 6 of the 10 employees, they're about as much into anime as me. And
Yeah,
it's
and-
surprising.
The mall that I work in, you see people wearing like anime shirts and like jackets, hoodies, like all the time.
we live like right off the highway, and we're constantly seeing people walking by with the is it Itatsuki hoodies and
Oh
stuff
god.
like that. And like it's actually kind of cool to see all these anime fans that had been, especially adults our age who have been closeted for so many years, finally are like able to be out and like not ashamed of it.
All that shit we got bullied for
Yeah.
is now trendy and popular. Being a nerd and being an anime fan and
I mean, heck, when we went trick-or-treating one year, there was a bunch of kids dressed up in Naruto gear, and they were running across the street like Naruto was,
Oh,
and I
God.
was rolling because I thought that was the cutest yet hilarious thing to ever see, and I was like, fuck yeah.
That is such a vibe. But
It's
also,
anime. That's such an anime mood for me. I love that. That's amazing.
yeah. Like something I was gonna say is like it's really cool because as we were talking about, there's a lot of benefits that of the younger generation, but of the younger generation like liking anime now. But like something I noticed is like something I kind of realized is maybe because of that, maybe because anime is becoming so like popular and trendy like worldwide, I feel like that might have contributed to the fact that like now anime is made to like back then you had stuff like Gurren Lagann that was like its own story. Like it didn't really, like you had anime that had like commentary about society, but like for the most part, anime was like making their own stories, like what ifs. They were basically, exploring what ifs. And now it's like, here's an anime. You guys have been talking about MILFs, right? Here's an anime about isekai because that's popular with the MILF. Like basically, it's like answering meta, like answering to the meta memes and meta discussion, and it's just like where's the like there's still a few anime with good stories that come out every year or whatever, but it's like where's the anime that's like focused on telling a good story and not just trying to be trendy.
Or how about like, instead of like coming out, I mean, there's so many different animes, and how about instead of coming out with all these new animes, let's go back and start completing the animes that we left in a cliffhanger that everybody is like, like raging
Season
for.
3 with
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can name quite a few anime that like the manga continued and they stopped, but like
Or
But don't get me
anime where the manga is better than the anime. Like hell,
Don't
my
get me
favorite
started.
anime is better. The manga is better than the anime.
see, I'm still disappointed because I'm still waiting for season 3 of Diabolic Lovers after 6 fucking years.
Ain't
Like,
happening.
come on, damn it. Finish that shit. You finished that damn cliffhanger. I got time to read a manga.
I can go on a rager. I can with so many animes. I can name like 7.
Air Gears. I got it hella into Air Gears, and I was really upset because I found out it continued after they cliffhangered it. Because it was like they showed the snippet
Air
of the
Gears
next
is
episode.
good.
It is, and they showed the snippet of the next episode, but it never came out. Like, what the fuck?
Another disappointing one was what is it? I watched it a few months ago. Promise Neverland season 2.
Oh, I want to watch that.
That
it looks
was
good.
so disappointing. It's like what the fuck?
I heard that certain parts weren't adapted.
They
Very
weren't.
good.
It's so disappointing. It's like how do you fuck it up? It's a good series. How do you fuck it up?
Yeah, we haven't seen the second season. We've only seen the first season and meant to see the second season, but we just haven't really gotten into anime lately.
Same. Like, only recently have I gotten back to binging a show, and it's a show I've already watched probably 100 times.
Yeah, we were actually just watching Invincible.
That's pretty good. It's like gruesome, but fucking epic. Wow. Like, when his sport put it on the other day, I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
I read the comic book and it's fucking fantastic.
5 minutes in, I was hooked. I'm like, okay, this is some good shit.
That just reminded me of a meme, but I can't think of it.
Okay, what's next up?
Oh wait, can I say something? I'm sorry, I forgot to say my point of which anime I think that should continue. Snow White with the red hair. I'm sorry, that should have continued. That was such a great show.
Oh my god, yeah, it was. I actually saw. You said Snow White with the red hair, right?
Yes, I love that series so much. That should have continued.
That was a
I
good
need
one. I
to
like
watch that. I keep on saying I will, but I keep on forgetting to download it.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful, and I feel like they cheaped it out. They should have continued it.
Yeah.
Because the manga continues, and the manga gets better, and better.
Wait, what's it called?
Snow White,
Snow White with the red hair.
Yeah, it's a cute anime.
Oh, okay.
I also liked what was that one that we recently watched with Elias.
Oh, the Ancient Magus Bride?
That one's a cute one too. I really enjoyed that one.
Ancient Magus's Bride? Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to watch that one. My
Watashi wa koko.
Oh.
There you go.
The music in that was beautiful. I loved it.
I know, you get the theme song stuck in your head.
Yeah, the music actually made me rate it like 1 point higher. So, on to the topics. I guess we pretty much covered. I was going to ask how old everyone was when they started watching anime, but I think we kind of sufficiently covered that when...
Well, we didn't specifically say age. We just gave a general idea when we were born and said middle school, high school.
So, okay, real quick. How old were you when you first started watching anime, and what was the first anime that you've ever seen?
That's a tricky question. Are you saying when we knew it was anime, or when we watched anime and we thought it was cartoons?
Exactly. It could be, for instance,
if we're talking about watching it when we were cartoons, when we thought it was cartoons, Pokemon about age 9, 10. If it's watching it, knowing it when it was anime, it's Detective Conan, age 18.
Okay.
Sailor Moon, age 14. That's mine.
I don't even remember how old I was, but the first anime I ever watched was Speed Racer. Because it was like a cartoon, but technically Speed Racer is anime.
Haruhi, age 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
When I first realized it was anime, it was probably like, I don't know, Saint Seiya?
21.
How old?
Yes!
I was either 17 or 18, and it was Attack on Titan.
Oh, nice one. I was 21 when I realized it was called anime, and the first one I watched from there was Oh My Goddess. That was what I meant when
Oh goodness, you have activated something.
Erd
is my favorite.
I think I already answered this with my question.
Yeah.
Because I think I said like my first anime was kind of like Sailor Moon. Because it's.
Do you remember what age you were?
I think I remember what age I was. I believe 14.
14?
Yeah.
Oh, same age as me then. No, did you know it was anime then, or did you think it was cartoon and then find
No,
out another-
okay, yeah, I thought it was cartoon, honestly, and then, like, later on, I got into Sword Art Online, and, like, oh, this is actually a genre, and I actually love it.
Okay, nice. I don't know where Spore went. He stepped out for a second, so...
All good.
Because, like, more specifically, my first anime was still in Crystal. I will be more specific on that.
Stop sign.
At a stop sign.
At a stop sign, turn left.
Turn right on Malbury Street.
Just don't take that. Just make sure you take that left in Albuquerque.
When you hit the fruit stand on the left, you've gone too far.
Oh my god, that's the best GPS.
Morgan Freeman GPS. I remember when you could change the voices on those things. Now everybody's...
Oh, when they were customizable, that was the best shit ever. Like, I remember...
Oh my god, yes. There was a Cookie Monster one.
Snoop Dogg.
Oh goodness.
Spore box back in Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
we saw.
He's like, hey, yo, take a right, and then you're at the hizzle.
I think you could also get a deal at you in anime.
You're at the hizzle. That's the best thing I ever heard.
Yo, my dude, there's a bit of drizzle up ahead before you hit the hizzle.
Yeah, I want to hear DM do a GPS version of an anime with his like deep anime voice and yell at you. Yeah, because he does that anime. When the last podcast, you guys were doing the voiceovers for like talking
Nico. I put that at the beginning of the podcast just for shits. I fucking did it.
Yeah.
Hello, it's Nico Dungeon Master.
Nico.
Oh, okay, so
Nico. I was like about to say, can I do this week? Can I do this one opening with the Nico?
Oh yeah, we were supposed to open with that. And
I do. Can I do it?
If you want me to, I'll put it towards the beginning.
All right.
It's got.
Here I go.
All right, everybody, silence. We were supposed to have. Did you open the last one with Dungeon Masters Nico?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check it out when you have time. Spore already uploaded it, but I put Dungeon Masters Nico right towards the beginning.
That was
Oh
epic.
my. God. I'm sorry, quickly off topic. I just want to say, like I already said, like I am very thankful to be on this podcast. And like I am very thankful for Spore and Ella first off, I thank you for Ella for inviting me on the server because the server is just amazing. I almost cursed. Thank you. Second,
You almost made me curse, guys.
second,
Well, we ain't doing a fucking good job, eh?
and like second of all, no, yeah, just fucking second of all,
There we go.
yeah, Gino. Second of all, I honestly, with this community and this podcast, I am honestly thrilled. So if any of you audiences see this adorable voice who thinks that it's a 14-year-old, it's a 19-year-old, but you'll see this voice more often on this podcast because I am honored to be on here. I'm honored to be on here, and I will be on more appearances because I love this podcast. So thank you, Spore. Thank you.
Love having you guys.
Yep.
I mean, as you guys can continue to keep being hosts, because you see how it is today. We're trying to get people on. It's the 5 of us today. Where sometimes we get like 8 of us, sometimes we get a couple of us.
And I feel like we're actually getting through it perfectly well with 5 people. Like,
right.
actually,
It's taking us time.
So yes.
With some added bonuses of voice acting.
Oh my god.
At GN, we got our own voice actors.
Oh yeah. One of my friends told me you should be a voice actor because your voice is really cute and sweet. I'm like, maybe.
We should do like our own dubs of a show just for shits, just to see if we can get away with
We're
it.
gonna do.
What's hilarious is I think a while back they were talking about creating an anime for Just Us, but we couldn't get people to do. We couldn't find anyone to do the artwork for it.
Well, if you can get artworks, I'll do some of the voice acting. I'll happily do it.
Yeah, I'll happily doing the voice acting, and if you guys want, I can try to get a friend to do some artwork.
If you need that high pitched voice that turns out they're a 40-year-old, I'm your person.
And if you need a little girl screaming, that's me.
If you
I will say
need
one
the
thing.
creepy old man, that's me.
That's good.
I will say the one thing.
You just saying that's hot.
It's Gob. No, Gob. It's Gob.
Oh, God.
Oh, Gob's the creepy old man, eh?
I thought
I
you.
should just roll with it. Yeah, that was hot.
I thought you said that was hot.
It's too hot in here.
Happy to.
Oh,
We could still
I'm
do the,
baking. I am
we could
fucking
do the Just Us video
baking.
game show. There was one being developed on RPG Maker.
Oh wait, did anyone see what I posted on the podcast? The little babies.
I saw that whenever I came up here, and I was like, "What the
You
heck?"
should like create a Just Us Minecraft server just so
You know what? Yeah.
Well, if you want, I did some Pokemon RPG modding back in when I was in high school. I did some GBA modding for RPGs, and I could try getting back into that and make a Just Us Pokemon game.
You know what? I would be so down for
There's
that.
some ideas that we could do.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll see if I can find the software again, and I'll get doing it. It's not that hard. It's very clicky and touchy, and it's quite easy to do. It will probably only take a few days. It'll need dialogue and ideas, but hell, it would be fun.
Now, the question is with the Pokemon game, what would the sprites be?
Oh my god.
Also, like,
You can export sprites in RPG Maker. It allows for, like some pretty good customization.
I could actually draw my own sprite. Hannah knows because they have to compete up against me in
Oh my God,
Jackbox drawing games.
Because, oh my god, Maxine, the crust. Right, and also, I just want to point out something. Before I actually met Spore, if this is on the outtake or bloopers, I'll take it. I actually, Ella told me about like Spores, told me about Spores, like, oh god, fairy tales. Like I told her, like, oh, fairy tales like my favorite anime, and like Spore said, like, Ella said, oh, but Spore is like, oh, in love with fairy tale. I'm like, he's my new best friend. That's on my head.
I'm like obsessed with Fairy Tail.
So yeah, I'm like, he's my new best friend because I'm. By the
Yeah,
way,
we have a lot of. We have a lot of Earth
sorry.
and Jalal hanging around our room.
oh my god, can I have?
Unfortunately, I have to call it quits now.
Okay.
This
I think we only have one more question, and then that's it for the podcast.
this
Let me
is like
see.
this is a
Let me
very
see if I can get this last question.
You want to do the last question? Max, he has to leave.
Oh yeah, so in regards to popular anime, or at least anime that other people find popular, what anime do you just absolutely hate that is popular?
Oh my god, I'm going to try.
You don't have to absolutely
let's-
hate, maybe just dislike. But
Ella's
or-
gonna hate me on this one.
Well,
wait,
since
let-
Diabolic
let-
lovers. I'm not a
let
fan
Max
of
go.
it.
She's gotta go.
And Max has got to go, so we'll let her go first.
I don't know the name of it, but I'm having to. I think the one where those girls turn into that are essentially Transformers.
Girls that are Transformers.
Can't cold
Like
collection?
you could see your panty shots and the boobs and the bras and
I
everything.
know what you're
That
talking about.
like there's one where the girl just straight up she walks up to a gas station and grabs the pump and starts drinking the
I
gas.
know what you're talking about. I've seen it before, but I don't know the name. But I know exactly what you're talking about. There are girls who are big. It's kind of like, what is the name of it? Azor of Lane, but instead of it being warrior boats and they don't exactly transform, it's cars, trucks, planes, and trains, and automobiles.
Is it Transforming Girls?
Yeah.
Shujo.
Yeah, it's Henkai Shujo.
Yeah. It's like I've never seen it, so I don't necessarily hate it. It's just that the concept of it and just the very obvious undergarment shots are just, I don't know. It just kind of ticks my fancy.
Oh, you want to fuck your car? Now you can do it.
Yeah. The synopsis says it's shorts about girls who transforms into machines. The first episodes focus on Haru, a girl who transforms into a fighter jet while trying to catch a hat blowing away in the wind.
Yes.
Hey, what the hell creator did this? I'm sorry, but what the hell? Like, yeah, let's try to copy Sailor Moon, but with machines.
Let's try to copy Transformers, but with anime girls.
So, you want to fuck your car? Let's do it.
Was that the one, Maxie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to torture people with my answer. I feel like I am, but you know what? Do it for the culture, Hannah. Do it. I guess Yuri on Ice. I'm sorry. I just don't get it.
Alright, I'll see you guys later.
Like, it's a good, it's a good story about guys falling in love rather than just, like, being yaoi for shock factor, like stuff like Ginger Romantica.
Yes, I will give it the status with that, yes. It's just, like, I mean, I have another one. I can say that really quick, but, like, Yuri on Ice to me, I don't know. It's just, like, just ice dancing, and then, like, I understand, like, the LGBT community. I mean, I really do understand how much this got loved. Like, I honestly get it, because I honestly love the two boys who are together. Just the storyline is just, like, it doesn't make sense to me. It got very overhyped, and it just only had one season. And I'm like, yikes. Like, if it had more than one season, yeah, that's fine. It only had one season, people. And that's what grinds my gears. Because if it was such an overhyped anime, My Hero Academia got, like, 5 seasons now. And it only has one season, Yuri on Ice. It grinds my gears how much this series was overhyped and only one. I'm sorry. I had to go out there. No offense to people with Yuri on Ice. I'm just not a fanciful of it.
I just think people like the concept of not only the LGBT, but also like the people from different countries and, oh my gosh, that guy's sexy, and like ice skating. It's like all the different elements drew in different crowds of people to the point where it became, totally overhyped kind of thing. Even though, like, they didn't, it wasn't like the best thing ever. I just think, like, you drew a bunch of different crowds.
Yeah, that's what I understand about, like, that, like, how it drew in, like, so many crowds, which honestly, it drew into a lot more people with anime. That's what, this is what a little bit off topic, that's why I think, My Hero Academia, I think, was the very, very start of, like, people, like, accepting anime for girls and boys, because My Hero Academia finally, I think, which I'm honestly very proud of, I think that broke the boundary of what you can like in anime, because what Ella said, it's like girls in the past had to love makeup, jewelry, bling, no video games, and I was disgracefully judged for that because I loved video games, I loved being outdoorsy, naturist, adventurous, because honestly, fuck them.
It's like, fuck all you haters, because you know what? Look what's popular now.
Yeah, like, fuck you, bitches. Yeah, I'm going out. PG-18, whatever it's called. Rated R, I mean.
Whoever said we were rated PG, fuck that.
Yeah, like, yeah. But, like, if I think My Hero Academia finally broke the boundary of what? Girls can finally watch anime, like, and boys can finally be accepted that girls can watch anime and do like that. But there's still something like girls, a lot of girls watch One Punch Man. I've seen some girls have watched it. I'm one of those people, and they were like, "Oh, One Punch Man's a boy show." I mean, like, okay, who the hell cares?
It's 2020. You can watch whatever the fuck you want.
That's what I told my kids. Like, there's no such thing as a girl or a boy show or a girl or a boy thing, and it's like, somehow it still gets in their head somehow. And
yeah, because my friend is literally, I'm like, my friend who's a boy is really getting into Sailor Moon. I'm like, yay! Like, I'm so happy. So yeah, I mean that. I'm sorry to get off a little bit of topic, but that's kind of like my show. It's like got overhyped. It's just got one season, but I do understand how the group's cultured, and that's what I do like about that. I'm just gonna throw this one out there. I do hate like one more other show. It's called Marmalade Boy. Never watch it, people. Just never look up the synopsis too.
Agreed.
Please never.
I remember reading one or two of the manga volumes because there was a time when I moved to Texas, like it was in an area where there wasn't any cable lines yet, and cable was like king still. So like we had to, for our entertainment, go to the library and check out a bunch of stuff, and I found a place that had like sometimes Shonen Jump magazines, but also a whole shelf of like random manga volumes. So that helped me like deepen my understanding of like this is anime and this is what it can do. It's not just like the shonen stuff you saw on Cartoon Network. But anyway, like, you know, one of the series that I found through that was Marmalade Boy, and I remember it being, you know, fun shoujo stuff. Like I don't remember it being. I remember the plot was kind of funny, but like, I just yeah.
Yeah, and like we were talking about, when the bloopers comes out, like you'll understand why, because we're talking about the Smurf clan again, and how how basically this show is kind of like incest and very, very, very weird. Japanese teacher flirting with a Japanese girl student, just getting married, and incest between two siblings. So yeah, if you ever watch the bloopers of the Smurf Clan, you'll come back to this video. I know, we're dragging back the Smurf Clan on this.
Okay, I will work on the Smurf bloopers sometime. I just need a blue commie. Is that possible?
Yeah, I can do that. That's pretty easy. I don't know, I'm pretty basic. My most disliked anime, I think, is One Piece, because I watched so many damn episodes and it doesn't go anywhere, so I fucking dropped it.
Thank you. I didn't want to say it because I was
One Piece? One Piece. I fucking hate One Piece. I've watched like a good 200 episodes of One Piece, and like it doesn't go anywhere. It drags so much. And once it caught up with the source material, it's just like, okay, we have an episode where we run through a fucking hallway, excuse me, and we it's a recap, but they're just running down the hallway recapping some old events, and that's the whole episode.
You're kidding. Who the fuck
greenlit
that?
It's like you're just wasting your animator's time. They could be going on break and focusing on something better.
That's what Sword Art Online did, which I honestly, why would you do that? Just don't do that, honestly. Like, I hate when anime shows recap stupid things. Like, just fucking continue the damn anime, Jesus Christ. Like,
flashback arcs.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Flashback arcs are okay if it's only
I
done
love
like
flashback
once in a
I think I do. I like
300
them
ep
too.
series.
Well, I mean, I can see if they do it like once to like as a backtrack, or say like there's a big length of time that happened, and it's just kind of like, hey, here's a little reminder. I do like some of the back, especially like if you introduce a character and you don't know anything about them, then they do the backstory on the character later on to help you understand why they are the way they are.
Case
No,
closed.
no, I
does it
can
right.
agree with you on that. That's like the only thing I like about it, because like, oh, if you never watched this anime, go watch this so you can finally understand like what the whole thing is. So yeah, I mean that's what I like about that. That's like the only thing. But yeah, you have to like know like the One Piece. Like if there is going to be like a filler episodes, I thankfully found some website. I don't remember it. Don't quote me on it. I found like a website that's like, oh, skip these episodes for fillers, and I'm like, okay. So I finally caught up to it, and I'm just like still like, I still like sigh. Why does it keep continuing?
Yeah. I respect shows like Fairy Tail that have the decency to go on a fucking break.
Yeah, that's what I had. And now like 100 Years Quest. I love it. Go read it, people. You deserve you. If there's any Fairy Tail fans, go read the freaking 100 Years Quest. You will love it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead and say yours. I ain't gonna be pissed.
Thank you. Thank you, Hiro Makima. You're the best.
Oh, mine. Any anime that I find boring and not able to watch all the way through, and sadly, that includes Diabolic Lovers. Like,
Oh, okay.
I just
You
found
just
it
found it
boring.
boring?
Honestly.
I don't find it offensive because I have different tastes in anime than what most people do, and vampires and werewolves are kind of like my thing. So I mean, I read books about vampires and
They're
werewolves all
my
the time.
thing too, but it's just I don't find romance. I find romance kind of doesn't make me happy.
That was more of like a reverse harem type of ordeal.
The only thing that made me happy was that teddy bear boy. He.
Oh, that kid.
Oh god. Okay. A quick story. I've actually a funny story about like someone told me about this today. My friend was in the mall with me today, and he was like, so his mom was like, guess who was watching anime? If you're on a chair, please hold, because you're gonna die laughing. So the mom was like, guess who's watching anime now? And he was like, what? Your grandparents.
What
Yay.
the fuck?
And I'm like, oh my god. And I haven't even gotten to the best part. The grandpa is watching Vampire Night.
Actually, a pretty good one.
Okay.
And I am like dying of like, what the hell? I thought a grandpa watching Vampire Night. I
mean,
can't
it's
imagine.
a good series. Honestly, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I love it. And
Now I'd be more concerned if they were watching, something more etchy,
Hentai. Just hardcore hentai. Just hardcore yaoi up the ass hentai.
Yeah.
What's the healer one? Relive of a Hero?
I was like feeling like, oh my god, I need to tell this to someone just to see how their reaction would look like, because my face was like in shock.
Hey, Grandpa, whatever you do, don't watch Boku no Pico.
Hey, yeah, when I upload this podcast, it's gonna be titled. It's gonna be titled "Hentai Up the Ass," and they're gonna publish it.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my
So
God.
I will say that the anime that I hate, that everyone freaking loves, and it actually kind of triggers me when people recommend it, is Shigatsu wa Kimi no Uso, because like that anime, like it, like if you like classic music, it might be good for you, but like that anime is like horrible, like blatant emotional manipulation. And like yes, like most anime are emotional manipulation in some way or the other. But with Shigatsu, it's just like like I don't want to spoil it, but like the drama is like, you're just doing this to be you're lying, April. Like it like the drama in it is just like you're just doing this to like you didn't have to do this. Like what I thought it was gonna be was like I'll say this just in case like somebody reads the synopsis and thinks it's going to be this. It's not. It's not going to be about this girl helping this guy get through, work through his PTSD. No, it's not. It's just like the most like how can we make this the most heartbreaking and ironically heartbreaking show ever? This is how. And then like not only that, they don't even focus on that drama. Because like half the time they want to turn it into like a shonen tournament arc by like making the piano thing a competition and like having a piano competition, having like rivals who like grow up because of this kid, and it's like yeah, I get what they were trying to do, but like it's still like the show is kind of a mess and. Everyone loves it because it's, oh my gosh, so pretty and dramatic, and oh my gosh, my heart. But, like, no, it's actually bad writing, and just, like, it takes itself so fucking seriously with, like, the Shakespeare-level monologue.
I can understand. My friend recommended me watch Your Lie in April. I'm just like, oh dear, we're not getting anywhere in this story, and I'm just like, I didn't really in April, honestly. It just didn't make me tear up. Like, honestly, I've seen like one episode of an anime, and that made me tear up. This particular anime just didn't make me tear up. I know people are going to be very triggered, like, why didn't you cry? This is just crying anime. I'm sorry, people. I honestly like what you like. This doesn't make any sense. Like I might have teared a little bit. Like yeah, I get like the last episode. Like oh okay.
When the cat got hit, that was when I cried. But that was the only part I cried for. The cat they built up for about 2 episodes.
Because like I think I like teared up a little bit at the end. I'm like oh okay. Okay, that was a little bit sad. But that's the only part. I was just like...
I'm not sure I even finished. I think I might have just watched the ending some other way or something because, like, when they got to, like, the climax, like, the reveal that this is what's happening and this is how it's really going to end, I'm like, fuck this shit, Like, maybe part of the reason I thought of, Your Lie in April the way I did was because at the time I was part of the My Anime List community, and those guys just happened to be like really cynical. But with this show, like I'm kind of glad I didn't fall into some other, like path of like actually liking the show because no.
Yeah, I can totally understand and relate to you.
I don't mean to be a jerk, but. Can we tie this up soon? I think Ella and Spore have to be somewhere, and I have to be somewhere soon.
Yeah, same with me.
I'll say mine real quick, and then we can end it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'd say for me, normally I'd say I don't hate any anime because I'm willing to give everything a try, and but I'd say the one that really I couldn't even get through the first episode. Because how the artist drew it gave me severe panic attacks because it made me feel like I was in like tunnel vision. Was Boogie Pop Phantom? I gave that one a try and I did, but after about 5 minutes, like I couldn't. We had to turn it off because it was so bad.
I think it's called the Getty effect or Vengetti, some shit like that. I forget the exact term of it, but
Virgo.
Yeah, it's where. They make the focal point like the circle, and they obscure everything around it, and like the lighting is weird, and you're trying to look through that circular focal point, like during parts of the show, and it's like really fucking confusing at times, like to watch.
Yeah, I was like literally like panicking, like I couldn't watch it, it was giving me like severe panic attacks. If they
We
would have
skipped
done
that
that.
and watched what else instead for the we were supposed to watch that for the anime cafe, but we ended up watching something different.
No, that was Noeen that we did that for.
No,
Yeah.
Pop Phantom.
me and Spore skipped Boogie Pop Phantom,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but we watched something else instead because I couldn't sit through it.
I think we watched The Promised Neverland.
Yeah, I think that's what we watched.
Or what was that one? The fuck was that one where he goes back and he's like a kid and he's trying to fucking fix that murder from happening?
Erased.
Oh my god, love that.
Erased.
Sorry, I had to like say, oh my
So
god.
good. Yeah,
That was so
Oh,
good.
Erased is good.
I think,
Good.
you know what? Fight me on this. I think it's better than your. I 100% agree. It's better than your line, April. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Fight me, people. Fight me.
Yeah.
Right. Come at me, bro.
Come at me.
I think I would have watched Boogie Pop
Just
Phantom
kidding, love everyone.
if it wasn't for that effect. 'Cause it kind of like
I believe there's a remake that happened in like 2017 or some shit like that, right?
I believe so.
There's a convoluted storyline around Boogie Pop, and I think there's some form of remake that happened that makes the animation look way better.
I think the reason why it triggered me a lot was because I've been put under anesthesia quite a few times, and it made me feel like right before you get put under, it gives you that sight, that feeling is like so similar to watching Boogie Pop Phantom, and it freaked me out because I'm like, am I going to sleep? Stop.
I've been put under anesthesia a bunch too because I've had a bunch of surgeries. Not recently, like I'm 26 and literally the last one was like half my life ago, and like but I think I know what feeling you're talking about, and I'm not trying to like invalidate your feelings or whatever, but I didn't feel I'm just saying like.
No, I got that feeling from Boogie Pop Phantom. It's not a happy feeling. Breathe. They tell you to breathe, and then your eyes slowly close, and then you feel like
damn it, now I'm actually breathing.
You get what's called basically tunnel vision because you only see like what's in front of you, but not around you.
It's called the vignette effect. That's what they were doing. It's an artistic photo effect used to emphasize the central subject by darkening or lightening the edges of the image. What they did was they put like this like circular point of the film into this
Hi, Ray.
as this like focal point, and they like darkened everything else and like illuminated the inside of the circle. So trying to watch it like that was just like, I don't know, it was not very practical.
No, it was like. Also, I want.
Hey, timekeeper.
Hey there, buddy.
Well, you're gonna love this. We're at the end of the podcast.
You made it just. I'm sorry, dude.
Definitely make sure you show up next month.
Like you're I can't speak right now. I can't speak English. Fuck. Okay. No. Now I want to. Okay, remember. So. Put this at the end of the podcast. So Spore, will you be my fairy tale friendship best friend?
Definitely, we can be fairy tale best friends.
I can't say that with a straight face.
Fairy tale friends forever.
Get prepared to be sent like 1,000 fairy tale images.
Yes, I am prepared for that.
Is there any fairy tale, Yaoi?
Yeah. If you get a chance, check the design on the Discord. I'm actually doing a painting, a fairy tale painting for Spore for Father's Day.
Yee!
I'll be updating it. Spore, oh yeah, it was supposed to be a surprise, but Spore found out because he's got a bunch of random Facebook pages and I forgot to block one.
I like 10 Facebook accounts.
So he saw it and I'm like, all right, well this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to be updating the images on the Discord as I progress into painting it.
You miss my Nico knee.
If you say Nico knee one more time, I'm gonna break your Nico knees.
Nico knee.
God damn it.
You can't put
Oh,
the
is
on
my
in
mic?
there.
No, it's not dead. I thought it was dead. Okay.
It's not dead. It was in the shed.
The mic is in the dead shed because it's bad.
Right now, what the hell was that joke? Oh my god, that joke is in the shed. Oh, God.
I think we're all in the fucking shed.
At this point, what is life? What is this?
What is life?
Then now you can clearly see people. We're at the end of the podcast where we just say random stuff.
Okay, let's end this and then we can get back to everything. Bye.
This concludes our Jan podcast for July. We'll see you next month.
Bye.
everyone.
Let's
have a
get this
great
done and
day.
over with. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you do not watch Marmalade Boy. Bye.
Funimation, you should be watching.
Or One Piece, don't waste your time, don't start it.
Don't start it.